It was about 5 years ago when I decided that I wanted to follow fun. I was in a session with my coach, and she asked me what my intrinsic motivation for life. And I gave her some sentence about my calling and purpose and meaning, and all of that was good. But she said, "No, that's not what I mean. I mean, when you think about doing something, what's the shorthand filter with which you filter that through? It needs to be easy and simple, and that's your filter." And I said, "Is it fun?" I'll tell you what, asking, "Is it fun?" has led to a pretty incredible 5 years. And some of the things were not fun that we had to do. Obviously, it's life, but so much fun came out of it. I have had more fun in the last few years than I've had in my entire adult life. And on top of that, I went to a place where I didn't feel guilty or ashamed or afraid of just letting loose and relaxing and giving myself grace. And these were all newer concepts for me. And I didn't know that they were new. I thought I was already doing that. But when I started to seek out fun, I started realizing my barriers to that. And they were all about being performative and doing things perfectly by the book, or being organized, or looking a certain way, or being mature and responsible in a way that's not even realistic for most people, and certainly not someone with like me with 5 kids and ADHD. So yeah, I hope you find this little chat encouraging, because it's random, but it's true. I actually had a time in my life, which is now, I can't believe, 13, 14 years ago. I had a mental health crisis. Essentially, I didn't sleep for 3 days, which causes your brain to do all kinds of weird things, including I had hallucinations, I had a whole experience. It was pretty traumatizing. And I told my husband, or my new husband, we were newlyweds, I said, "Drive me to the hospital. Something is wrong. I need sleeping meds." And while I was at the hospital, they gave me fluids. They said I was malnourished. I had been so excited and vibrant and just loving what I was doing that I stopped eating as much and didn't even notice. I had basically had 1 meal a day for 3 days on top of the not sleeping, and that's not healthy. The nurse in the ER checked me into a psychiatric hold, and I was on a psych ward floor of a very rough hospital in South Kansas City. And it was the most traumatizing experience of my life. I came out of there with an anxiety disorder that took me months to recover from. But the incredible part of the story is that I did recover. I went from 24, 30, so many panic attacks every single day that I was a shut-in in our apartment for almost 3 months, aside from 1 or 2 trips out a week. And they were to the therapist and to church. And man, was I struggling. But I think it was 3 or 4 months later when I found the right counselor, who was my third try, and he utilized cognitive behavioral therapy and hypnotherapy, like a guided meditation tracks, to completely rewire my brain. I say he used them, but I used them. I did the homework, and I put in the time, and I put in the effort. And I was desperate. What else was I going to do? I couldn't hold a job. I couldn't have real relationships. Like, my friends had to come over to my house because I couldn't leave the house. It was like a whole thing. And what I've got to say is, there's hope. Because if I can go from the girl with extreme, severe, debilitating anxiety and 4 medications a day to thriving and loving my life, not having panic attacks for years, and not living with that insurmountable weight of stress that I used to feel, that was like background noise to my life that I just thought was normal. Like, if I can do it, then there's hope for anyone. And second of all, if you choose to make your motivation something like fun or joy or peace, it can really make a difference in the long term. While it might feel like a small shift in the moment, and I did not know how pivotal that moment was with my life coach about fun, it's really been a game changer. So I hope you feel inspired.